The offseason is not even here yet officially. It doesn't begin really until the new league year, which is, I want to say, March 13th of this year. And the Detroit Lions are steady making moves, and we got free agency coming. And this will be the biggest position, the best position that Brad Holmes and Dan Campbell have been in when it comes to the offseason, when it comes to money for free agency. Now, I did see a tweet from Justin Rogers saying that he does his annual kind of salary cap breakdown and dead money and things like that. And he said that the $60 million that the Detroit Lions are projected to have is more like 40 after he did all his calculations. So he does this every year. I'm going to believe a little bit what he says when it comes to that. And if that is the case, that means that we have much less money to work with, but still the most that we've had heading into an offseason. I want to say it was like 30 million last year. And Brad Holmes, one thing I can say about him, he is a magician when it comes to salary cap and how it is dealt out. We saw from DJ Chark to other guys that he signed. So I have no doubt that he can make this money stretch. The key is going to be, what kind of free agents are we going to sign? Now, I make a joke about Andrew Van Ginkel, that this guy he's currently playing on like a $1 million deal or something like that. Signing Andrew Van Ginkel as an outside linebacker edge rusher would be something that the Detroit Lions would do if we could convince. I just got my eye on this guy. He reminds me a lot of Alex Anzalone, a guy with a lot to prove, had to actually earn his spot after somebody went down in Miami. It was Jalen Phillips. When Jalen Phillips went down, Andrew Van Ginkel was thrust in the spotlight, and he did not disappoint. And I feel like if Brad Holmes, that is one of the guys that Brad Holmes will be looking at, somebody who can rush the passer and also is not going to cost a bunch of money. So we're still going to talk about the Danielle Hunters and things like that. But the whole point of this video is there's a guy that somebody brought up in my comment section. I've seen it on Twitter as well, that nobody is talking about, a edge rusher that really does fit what the Detroit Lions, as far as salary cap implications. I don't know how much grit he has, but I'm sure our new defensive line coach, Terrell Williams, can attest to whether this guy is a fit for the Detroit Lions or not. His name is Denico Autry. Now, he will be 34 years old when the season begins. He turns 34 right after OTAs, right during training camp, right before it begins. Undrafted, heading into his 11th season, coming off, I believe this is a career year at 11 and a half sacks. He is an undrafted player and will be an unrestricted free agent this year. If we look at his spot track, unrestricted free agent. Now check this out. Denico Autry signed a 3-year, $21.5 million contract with the Tennessee Titans, including a $6 million signing bonus and $9 million guaranteed, with an annual salary of $7.1 million. Now, let me go back and look at his game log. What did he do? I want to see his stats for his career. He's been in the league a long time, was undrafted, signed with the Oakland Raiders in 2014. So he came out 2 years after Bruce Irvin. And this is a guy, if we're going to sign guys like Bruce Irvin and Tyson Alualu, or Alu, I think that's how you pronounce his name, then this guy, 34 is nothing for Brad Holmes. That is absolutely nothing. To put this in perspective, Danielle Hunter will be 30 years old when the season begins, and he's worth every penny as well. He then spent another 3 years with the Colts. I'll talk to my Colts guy about him, see what he can tell me. And then he spent the last 3 years with the Tennessee Titans, coming off of, this guy is not too shabby. He has 59 career sacks, but coming off pretty much his best career years, his last 3 years in Tennessee. Now he has guys like Jeffrey Simmons on the line as well, 11 and a half, 8, 9 and a half, 7 and a half. So in his entire career, only his rookie year, he did not get a sack, and he's averaged no less than 2.5. And that was a long time ago. The last time he had under 5 sacks was 2019 at 3.5. So the question that I have, now I've seen highlights of this guy. This guy right here is, I know for me, Josh Allen is the number one priority. But you know what Brad Holmes would do? Brad Holmes would sign Josh Allen on his 3rd contract when he's turning 30 years old. That's how Brad Holmes would do. So this guy here, it seems like he's getting better with age. And like I said, Terrell Williams, our new defensive line coach, is coming from Tennessee. He can vouch for this guy. This is a guy that I would keep my eye on when it comes to a free agent pickup. Now, can the Tennessee Titans franchise tag him? Perhaps they could. Do I still have that? I still have it on. I gotta play it. I gotta play it.
Perhaps.
So they could do it. But I don't think they are. They got more pressing needs right now. They have other things they need to do. Tannehill, what they're going to do. I don't know if he's a free agent. Derrick Henry, are they going to try to do anything with him or let him walk? So I think that this is a guy that you really should keep your eye on. We're going to talk about another guy as well. And again, I'm not going to mention this guy's name without shouting out Rocked On because he brought it up first. And I don't want to, take it still into his thunder. But AJ Epinesa is a guy as well. I know that I want a needle mover. This guy obviously is a needle mover, and Brad Holmes like these diamonds in the rough, these kind of needle in a haystack guys. But this guy is definitely on everybody's radar. The thing is what kind of deal? If he signed, okay, let's see. Let's go back and see what he had. Okay, he signed in 2020. He signed a 3-year. In 2021, he signed a 3-year deal. His salary was $1 million, $6 million, $6 million, $23 million, 3-year deal. Let me bring it in. Because I'm trying to project what his contract would be. What would he look for? 3-year deal, $21 million. He had $9 million guaranteed. Okay, so that would, in 2021, he was coming off of what? 2021, he was coming off a 7.5, 3.5, and 9.5 sack season. So this is going to be, he's doing better. So you could argue that he's going to demand much more money coming off the 3 seasons prior to the 3 seasons before when he got his contract. He had what, 9, 3.5. So that's 12.5, and then 7. So he had, 20 sacks, right? 20 sacks over 3 years. And then the previous 3 years, the last 3 years, he had 11.5 plus 9. So that is what? 20.5, right? 20.5, and then 8. So he's had 28.5 sacks compared to the previous 3 years before he got his contract of 20. So this guy is probably going to demand north of the 21 million that he got before. So projection, I'm going to say he's going to get, Brad Holmes doesn't like to do 4-year deals. I think we signed him to a 3-year deal. I'm going to say 25 million, 25 to 28 million dollars, 3-year deal. And he's going to get 15 guaranteed. That's what I think he's going to. He's getting better with age. So his age is not going to impact his salary at all. This guy is going to get paid. So I would really keep an eye out for 3 guys: AJ Epinesa, Denico Autry, and Andrew Van Ginkel. I just swear, man, we'll have 2 Thor-looking dudes on our team. Andrew Van Ginkel is a guy that I could really see the Detroit Lions. I know I want Josh Allen. Dude is a dog, stud, worth every penny. Daniil Hunter, Brian Burns. But I also know that we need a lot of help on that defensive line and spreading the wealth. If we could get 3 players who collectively do what one does, I think that's the route that Brad is going to take. Don't get me wrong. I still think we need a dog on this team. And I think, but if you have a guy like this, wouldn't be upset. And I know, I mean, this guy he's like the land before time. He will be 34 years old, which is the same age that Tyson Alualu is. So, but his production though, I can't get mad at that. I can't get mad at coming off an 11.5 sack year. I can't get mad at that. And I still don't think, I think if Brad signed this guy, because I think what we're going to do is going to be, here's what I think is going to happen. It's going to be 2 people on the defensive line, either at edge or defensive tackle or both. I think we get an edge for sure. And I think it's going to be 1 to 2 people at the cornerback position. not including CJ Gardner-Johnson, because CJ Gardner-Johnson's a safety, and we got a video to make about him as well. Another one. But anyway, so let me know your thoughts. This guy is an under the radar as far as like a sneaky good signing. And I know I've complained about the age before, but this guy is coming off a literal career year. Let me just go double check that. He's coming off a career year. He's going to get the most money he's ever made. And I think it's going to be between 25 and 28 million with 15 to 18 guaranteed. That's what I think. So keep an eye, especially that connection between our new defensive line coach. He probably came in the door and said, listen, Denico, you need to bolt him up to the top of the list. And don't forget, we can also draft a rookie somewhere in the NFL draft as well to help out with depth. And then we have what we're going to do with James Houston. So let me know your thoughts, man. Sneaky good. And I'm one about the youth. I'm all about the youth movement. But this guy is producing, and I cannot knock the hustle, man. This guy's putting numbers. He's getting better. 9, 8, 11, 7.5, 3.5. The dude produces. 1 year, undrafted. It all works. This guy is a guy who earned every penny of his career. And this is a guy that fits right. Another chip on shoulder guy. So anyway, bold prediction that one of these three people sign with the Detroit Lions: Van Ginkel, Epinesa, or Denico Autry. And I'm going to put Denico at the top of the list. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other, and consider subscribing to the YouTube channel, trying to get to 20,000 before the new league year begins. And as always, go Lions.